Yo, what up guys, and welcome back towards this new video here on the channel. On today's video, I will be quickly discuss this retest we're currently seeing here on the Bitcoin market. So without any further ado, slap up those like buttons, it will be highly appreciated. Subscribe to the channel, and let's dive right away in towards the content. If we could today reach 500 likes on today's video, it will be absolutely mean the world to me. So make sure to smash up the like button and let's discuss the market. So what we can see to go right away in towards our analysis is that on the 4-hourly time frame, this 42.3k level has been actually a pretty important range to be looking at. You can clearly see this level provided very strong resistance in the past. Also over here. And right now, since we did broke above it, we flipped it into support, we moved up further on. Since we formed the high and got rejected from the highs, we came down and retested this range once again as support. So what I will be right away say to you guys out there is that as long as we're going to hold on towards the 40.3k, 40.4k with a 4-hourly close, I will be remaining bullish on Bitcoin. Of course, if we do fall below it, I'm personally expecting that we're going to form lower lows on the market, but as long as we are holding on towards that 40.4k, I will be definitely stick bullish because, yeah, in theory, if we're going to talk about this range, you can see previously around we got rejected on this range significantly, and right now we are flipping into support, so it is a very likely level to expect a bounce from off on Bitcoin. And then really talking about the RSI, we can see we had a significant decreasement, basically really stalling down, cooling off the price section to once again further on potentially increase in its strength. Because if we're quickly going to look at this market in general, we can still see right now we formed that low in the market, we are potentially forming a higher low, but at the same time we are still forming those higher highs as well. So yes, Bitcoin is still trading in an uptrend, and I don't really think that this is the time that we should be ready to start to be panicking over here, because yeah, people usually panic once the market comes down. People usually get very euphoric once the market goes up, but this is definitely a time to still stay bullish. Of course, if you have not opened a position yet on Bitcoin, this could be a very good possibility to enter swing trade positions, because this is a pretty low risk range where you could be accumulating swing trades on what could be potentially absolutely be a legendary entry that you are going to get then. So yeah, I am actually pretty interested what you guys think about it, but personally I think this is a very good range for potential swing trade entries. Also talking about the 12-hour time frame, right? I've been talking about this bullish divergence, and also do know on how every single time once we are forming the bullish divergence reversal structure, what at least moves up more than 30% here, every single time Bitcoin goes up here, it falls down very quickly again to the halfway point and then starts the real uptrend over here as well. On February, we create that bullish divergence, we moved up, we fall down, of course the same way we're falling down right now here, right? So we're still forming a higher low, but we are forming a new low in the market. That is exactly what we're currently doing as well. Then as well over here, we did the same, we come up again, we form another low, and then we start to be moving up. And right now we're basically doing the same again. We're forming a low in the market and then a higher low in the market for a continuation. So a higher low is not all too bad for the Bitcoin price section. So for me, this is not really a big reason to start panicking over here. And actually, if you do also look at the 1-hour time frame, this candle is looking very strong, and it looks to be that we're creating some kind of a rounding bottom right now on the 1-hour time frame. So there's a very big possibility that today is going to be an extremely bullish day, and that Bitcoin is going to be absolutely fight its way back up here and even pump further on towards the upside, because basically the main reason Bitcoin came down is due to the S&P 500. And if you're really comparing the S&P 500 to Bitcoin, the S&P 500 clearly formed almost a lower low, while Bitcoin, like you can see, is still forming a higher low. So Bitcoin is right now really showing strength against the US 500, against the S&P, and let me also add this chart of the S&P 500 in towards this chart so I can really tell you this. There's been basically a very strong increasement of strength here. But just look on how the S&P is forming the almost equal lows as last time around over here, and Bitcoin is forming still clearly higher lows on that region. So yeah, I'm actually still pretty bullish on Bitcoin since it is performing stronger than the S&P, and that is definitely a thing to take in consideration. Also looking at the chart here on the daily time frame, Bitcoin has been absolutely crushing it. The daily time frame once again finding support on that upward sloping support line, and Bitcoin is bouncing from it. So still going to say to you guys out there, as long as Bitcoin is holding up towards this upward sloping support line, we are going to look very strong. And that is also just like this last retest, right? We formed this very, very big wick on the lower side. We came up, we came down, retested it, and then we moved up. So big wick on the lower side, we came up, retested again. Then right now we could see that movement towards the upside, potentially getting started. Because yeah, just do know here, Bitcoin moved on this day only 18% towards the upside. And I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin is just going to do the same. If it's going to be moving 18% towards the upside, Bitcoin will be trading around 47.5k near the end of the day. This is definitely a possibility. I'm not saying that it has to happen, but you do have to know it is Bitcoin. Bitcoin moves up in a very rapid pace, and an 18% daily move is nothing new for Bitcoin. So do take that in consideration. And the reason why I'm giving you more of these bullish targets is because we've been trading for an uptrend in 87 days. And also do know, before I go further in towards the analysis, is that there is still a massive amount of outflows currently occurring on the market. And what we do know is that more than 77% of all the outflows from exchanges are wallets that are becoming long-term holders, holders that are at least holding their Bitcoin for 1+ year. So what you can see also on this chart is that there has been another massive outflow, and just look at the range where we've been trading on, this accumulation range, right? And if I'm going to zoom in, you can see why I'm talking about massive outflows. More than 91,000 Bitcoin a day outflowing of exchanges. That is absolutely massive. There's a massive amount of Bitcoin going off those exchanges, really becoming a long-term holder and basically really becoming less likely to sell off their tokens. So this is really a time should be excited. This is not really a time to be distributing. This is an accumulation range rather than a distribution range. So accumulating Bitcoin around this region in general will be definitely pay off if we're going to talk about the coming 6 months ahead of ourselves, because I'm very much sure that we're going to trade higher. So also talking about Bitcoin on the weekly time frame, you can still see we're bouncing and we're trading on the lower side of this channel, basically suggesting there's a lower amount of risk. Then of course I see a lot of comments also coming in, and make sure to ask your questions in the comment section below here. And that some people are telling me right now, but Rover, there is a recession around the corner. Why should we buy Bitcoin? Because last time around in the recession, all these stocks and crypto and assets went towards the downside. Crypto not, but assets in general went towards the lower side. And that is a very interesting question. And I think it's a question we do get too many times, and I think it's actually a very easy answer that we do have for it. Like, the last recessions we had in the world was not because of inflation. The last recessions we had in the world was like because of a credit crisis, a recession where the bonds and of course the governments were screwing up with their things, right? So this is a different kind of a recession. This time around we are having high inflations, and due to high inflations, everything will not become cheaper. No, everything will become more expensive rather than cheaper. So what will be happening with assets? Assets will be increasing in their value because rich individuals are going to look for places where they can store their value. And what is the easiest way to store your value and easy to have access to? That is Bitcoin. So I believe in the future of Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin is going to be performing very well in the coming years ahead of ourselves. So if you don't believe in Bitcoin for the coming months, make an investment for potentially the coming long term. And of course, do you know, I'm not giving any financial advice. Do your own research, but this is definitely my own strategy. Then also talking about the funding rates, we can still see that there are many people opening shorting positions. Many people are still thinking we are going to go towards that lower region, what I'm not really convinced of course. But yeah, there's still a lot of short powers coming in, so that is definitely interesting to look at. In terms of my trade here, I'm still casually $7,000 in profit. Very decent profit we're currently still holding tight on. And yeah, actually I will be definitely keep this trade open for a long period of time. And what I will be doing here is that I will be keep buying more. And I actually would love to see Bitcoin coming down towards regions of $39,000 because that will be allowing me to, of course, accumulate further on in towards this trade. And that is exactly what I do want to do here. I want to be buying more and more in towards this trade because this is going to be absolutely become a legendary swing trade, if you would ask me. So please guys, this was already it for today's update video. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, Telegram, everywhere. Will be highly appreciated. But anyways guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.